Maritime Made on Eastlink TV is presented in partnership with Nova Scotia Business Inc., novascotiabusiness.com.
Rope, a simple but important tool in every type of marine industry. With 2 production facilities in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, Polysteel Atlantic is producing high-quality rope for customers across North America. The process of rope making begins with polyethylene and polypropylene beads, which are stored in silos. There are 180,000 pounds of beads in each silo. Polysteel goes through 30 to 40 silos of beads each year.
Each day, enough beads for the production are pumped inside the plant using a vacuum system. They are pumped into the extruder, where an exact combination of polypropylene beads, polyethylene beads, color, and UV stabilizer are mixed, melted, and extruded, or stretched into filaments called yarns. In the blender, a perfect blend and accuracy are key to the finished quality of the rope. The beads then move to a 400-degree Fahrenheit chamber, where a 13-foot-long screw is in constant motion, blending the beads into a homogeneous mixture, ensuring consistency of the yarns.
A set of filters remove any possible impurities in the now liquid mixture. After the filter, the mixture is diverted to one of 2 pumps where it is pushed through a die. Then the liquid mixture moves through one of 72 holes in each die and creates 144 filaments, or yarns. Temperature-controlled water cools the yarns back to a solid state. As the yarns exit the water and pass over this curved surface, a vacuum system removes any water droplets.
Next, the yarns move through a series of 5 rollers as it continues to cool. This is an important step in setting up the tension of the yarn. 144 yarns move into the next stage, the oven, which heats up the yarns to allow them to be stretched. Stretching plastic increases its strength. Coming out of the oven is another series of rollers that are moving at high speed. The yarns are stretched thinner and stronger at this stage as they move through these rollers. The yarns are now in sets called packages.
Next along the production line is the annealing oven, which cures the yarns. The yarns are now at the strength and tension required for the finished rope. The yarns move through the final sets of rollers and into the embossing machine. The teeth on this machine roughs up the surface to improve the flexibility of the packages when they are twisted together later. Out of the embosser, the yarn moves through a guide roller assembly towards the accumulator machines, where each one is fed packages of yarns.
The accumulator captures the yarn at the rate that the extruder produces it and feeds the twisting machines at the rate they require. The yarn can go in the accumulator at 1 speed and feed out at a variable speed. The accumulator is a buffer between the extruder and the twister. Sensors on the machine will tell the twister to slow down or speed up. 12 yarns in this package move into the twister. It's a system of tension pulleys that twist the yarn at high speed around pliers, then winds them onto a bobbin core or spindle.
Once the bobbin is fully loaded, a worker cuts the yarn, removes the bobbin of yarn, and reloads another bobbin core. Innovative safety features prevent any motion in the machine while the door is open. This bobbin contains 2,100 meters of yarn and will head to the rope-making machine. The rope-making machine is where it all comes together. Each set of 7 bobbins is making 1 strand of rope. This machine is making 3 strands of rope. Each cradle is making 1 strand. The rope-making machine twists the yarn in the opposite direction as the twister, which helps to balance the tension of the rope.
The rope is starting to appear twisted. The operator has to watch the levels of yarn on each bobbin and stop the machine to replace them when they are empty. When a new bobbin is loaded, a clean rope knot is made and the end of one yarn is attached to the start of a new one. The yarn is tightened and the machine is turned back on. The final stage of rope making is when the rope is twisted to its final tension and coiled.
This rope is floating rope for the crab and lobster industry. Bars are placed on the finished coil to hold it together. It is safely removed from the machine and weighed. This weighs 87 pounds. The worker then packages the coil. It is secured so it maintains its integrity as a coil. Each coil is wrapped. The product information and traceability label are prepared and added. Polysteel makes 2 types of rope, floating and non-floating. The tightness of the twist can range from extra soft to extra firm.
When the rope is tighter, it is less flexible, but it is more resistant to abrasion. Different industries require different types of rope. Quality assurance is an important part of the rope making process. At least 3 times per day, 1 meter of yarn from the extruder is quality tested for the correct weight and strength. The yarn is measured, coiled up, and weighed. For the strength test, the yarn is wound through a machine that stretches it until it breaks.
The finished rope is also tested. 3 feet is measured, cut, and weighed, ensuring the sample weight is what it should be. Polysteel rope is made in different colors, thickness, and flexibilities. And this rope is ready to take on any task it's designed for.